The same guys that you have to battle against time and time again. These two seem like they're destined to be playing against each other. Mitch Marner trying to spring off Matthews loose inside the
Oh! Woo! Yay!
Well, there we are. Game one's over, and the Leafs lost. They lost 2-1. And I'm not actually that bothered, because the big thing was, especially 10 minutes into the game, it was John Tavares and how he was all game. My wife and I were just waiting, looking at Twitter, whatever, seeing if there was any update on John Tavares, because that was the main concern to us, actually. Good thing, they did tests. He was at the hospital. He's staying overnight. But the tests that they did, they didn't say what test, but they were negative for him. And, that sight was scary. That was scary to see. Seeing John Tavares go down like that, and then with the trainer have him in, and he falls back, and you could tell he goes out again, blood running down his face. That was scary. It was horrific. And it's something you never want to see. I don't know how the Toronto Maple Leafs played. I don't know how the Montreal Canadiens continue to play after watching that. The thumbs up that he gave was massive. It helped with a sigh of relief anyway. But being a dad, the first thing I thought of is he's got a wife and 2 young kids. They're not there. They're seeing this, watching it live. Like, how are they doing? What's going to happen? But it's good that he's okay. He's okay. And knowing John Tavares, the man's inhuman. He'll somehow return for like game 5 or something like that. But I'm just glad that he is okay. And speaking of that incident, no, it wasn't malicious. Corey Perry didn't mean to knee him in the face. He tried to jump out of the way. He tried to avoid it. It was basically unavoidable. It's an accident. It just happened. He said it after. Him and Tavares are good. And, he's going to reach out to him and everything like that. He went and patted him. Nothing malicious there. And I get why Nick Foligno went up to him. I know Weber tried to be the mediator there, which makes sense. I don't agree that they needed to fight. I didn't. However, the words after, I think it was Perry who said it, that Nick came up to him and said, that's our captain. Let's just do this now, get it over with. I get it. The unwritten hockey rules, like, okay, you injured someone, we're fighting. That's it. It happened. Perry lost the fight, stayed in the game, and the game carried on. Montreal sent out a tweet wishing all the best to Tavares. That's all you need. Thoughts and prayers go to him, and that's what really mattered. But it just puts into perspective that it is just a game of hockey. It's just a game of hockey. There's more important things out there than this game. So hopefully he's okay. We'll find out, I'm sure, soon, by the time this video goes up, I'm guessing. So let's get into it. And I'm not going to really do much of like a recap where I break down like first period, second period, third period. I'm just going to talk. So the first big thing about this game, the opening video package was phenomenal. Get you right hyped up. I'm pretty sure I was watching Leafs Habs highlight packages and Leafs making the playoffs packages all day. It was great. I even did with my son. Don't have the book. I remember reading it when I was younger, but the hockey sweater. So I did the little YouTube book animation thing. We watched that. Don't remember the moths taking out the leaf sweater like that, but I had explained to my wife that we called jersey sweaters. Obviously she's British, so hockey kit and all that. But yeah, made me even more of a Leafs fan and dislike Montreal even more. But the video package, that opening package, hyped you right up. So what happened in the game? Yeah, 2-1 Montreal. And should Leafs fans panic? No, it's one game. It's one game. And it's a game that the Leafs whole team went through some trauma, somehow had to play literally 2.5 periods after that incident and not knowing what happened, trying to regroup and all that and play a game of hockey. Like mentally, how do you get back into that? Do you know what I mean? Like stressful situations, it's hard to get back into the moment. And now they're getting back into the moment, having to make decisions and play at a high speed, et cetera, against a very capable team after suffering that. And they played well. They outplayed Montreal, in my opinion. So should you panic? No. The Leafs had plenty of chances. You saw Nylander hit the crossbar, could have made it 2-1 Leafs. Matthews hit the post, could have taken the lead, I think, or tied at 1-1. You had Hyman just missing. He hit the side of the net when Price was down. Pulls that out a little bit more, that's a goal. Do I mean? Now, Canadians, yeah, they had their chances too. Riley made a beautiful save on Anderson. Campbell made a couple good saves. But the Leafs had their chances. They had about 4 2-on-1s. I think Mitch Marner had 3 himself. Obviously, the one with Nylander. Nylander feeds it to him, and Price with that beautiful blocker save. Game changer, TSN turning point. You had Marner getting caught by Anderson going down the right side, even though I swear it's in the rule book that if you overturn your stick where your toe is now pointing at the ice and you put your stick over top of someone's like that, I'm pretty sure that's a hook. You can let me know down below, but I'm pretty sure it is. Maybe it's just in international hockey. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's a penalty. Anyway, good on Anderson. Marner held on the puck a little bit too long. He did it again with, that was a Kerfoot. He did it again with Matthews, but he was on the other side, held on to it a little bit too long. So I think they need to speed up their decision-making. So those 2-on-1s. So they had their chances. They did. Are there concerns? Of course there are concerns, but you don't need to panic because of these concerns. Finishing, obviously. You're playing Carey Price, you're playing playoff Carey Price. Obviously, he's an it factor. I said he'll be an it factor. He's going to play amazing. He played amazing last year, too. He has like a 1.78 goals against average, or had in the last 10 playoff games or something like that going into this game. I said Anderson was going to be an it factor. He was. He finished. The Leafs didn't finish their chances. But looking back at that, post, crossbar, bunch of 2-on-1s, the crazy blocker save. Is he going to do that every time? Is Hyman going to always miss that net at that? No. I'm not concerned about that. They will finish. They are the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know what I mean? Power play, it's still a concern. They didn't score. And they let a shorthanded goal in. However, other than that real end one, I didn't mind the power play tonight. I liked that Austin Matthews was taking one-timers. He was on the right side. I liked that Mitch Marner was taking one-timers. I liked that Sandin was out on the power play. I'll get into more on the power play and what I'd like to see in the future anyway. But there was good movement. They did okay. And then, got boggled down a couple times. I wouldn't mind if, the Leafs just skated it in like Thomas Tatar did that one time that, I forget who he fed, Armia, who missed the net wide. Just skated in. I'm sure Riley could do it. But the big thing that is a concern, and it happened on the power play, which led to the shorthanded goal, turnovers. Turnovers are still beating the Leafs. Joe Thornton isn't the fleetest of foot, and his hands are about as fast as his feet. He didn't react in time. Puck got poked off him. Paul Byron the other way. Sandin, sorry, but Paul Byron's a good skater. He's a good skater. Sandin did what he needed to do. I'm taking this guy down. Penalty was coming. Somehow he's down, and the puck rides up Campbell's stick. Beautiful goal. Good on him. The drop pass to Thornton, maybe don't do that in the game. Actually, Thornton's turnover led to the first goal as well because he got the puck over the blue line, and I thought he should just drop pass to Kerfoot coming around. Instead, he tries to feed it across the blue line. It gets picked off, and they sent Anderson in. Goal, right? So the turnovers are big. 2 turnovers, 2 goals against. And with those come my next concern, which is those stretch passes. Montreal was opening up the Leafs. They were waiting for them, and they were hitting those stretch passes. Stahl almost had one as well, but he was offside. Anderson obviously scored on his. The Leafs are vulnerable there. They've been vulnerable all year. It's a big concern. Their timing of their changing, They miss time all the time. Other than Brody when he broke his stick and he booked it to the Leafs bench, and then they came whoever came on, that was key. That was great change. But the Leafs have struggled with changing this year, and Montreal's looking for that, and they're waiting for it. They're waiting for that change, and they're going to hit those stretch passes. They're going to try to get behind the Leafs D, so they need to be wary of that. So that's another big concern. Though there are positives from this game. One, Toronto's penalty kill, positive. Montreal didn't score, and Toronto gave them lots of chances, which goes into, I guess, a concern. Stop with the delay of game. Hall, why are you trying to bat that puck down? Marner, why are you smacking at it? You can get it. Yes, I know you didn't get it the first time. Just get the puck and go for a skate. You're fine. Nylander rushing it. Yeah, maybe it's because Montreal doubled up the Leafs on hits. Yes, a couple of the hits were later, which you would expect because it's the playoffs, and that's obviously what happens. But the power play, it was good. You know what? It was great, actually. They did well. Campbell looked good. That's a positive. He looked great. Obviously, that first goal, this is going to transition into my referees. He had to remove that stick out in front of him, which makes sense. And then he didn't get set in time. So he was too worried about that stick. That's the referee's job, linesman's job, whoever. Get that stick out of the way. There was a couple times broken sticks in Leaf zone that were just left there for minutes. My wife's like, someone's going to get hurt. I was like, they're going to try to clear it and it's going to hit that stick and there's going to be a chance. That one obviously led to a goal, not directly from a puck hitting it, but the action of Campbell reacting to it being there, that's what led to him not being ready. So referees need to be on that as well. Also, penalties. Delay of games, obviously you call, but there was stuff after the whistle, some late stuff that you can call. Anderson going at Thornton at the side of the net, the cross-check slash. That's a penalty. I get it's playoffs and you want to develop this rivalry. It's already there. It's a penalty. The tail end of the game when Hyman gets cross-checked from behind, if that's during the play, it's a penalty. If it's after the play, it's still a bloody penalty. Call it. Even if it goes the other way as well with the Leafs, if they do stupid stuff that's against the rules, call the rules. And then you don't have to deal with the Tom Wilson crap that you saw in the regular season. Call the rules. Don't change it. Play by the rules and do it throughout the entire playoffs. I don't give a crap if it's 10 power plays. Call the rule book. Just do it. So that's all I have to say about the refs. So focus going into game 2. Other than obviously fixing those defensive woes, the line change and looking for that stretch pass, staying out of the box, it's the Leafs power play. The Leafs will get power play chances. They will, because Montreal, they'll have to take them down. The Leafs' speed and how they generate chances. If Montreal was smart, you take the penalty. Obviously, you'll probably generate shorthanded chances anyway. For the power play, sometimes, like I said earlier, you can just enter the zone. You can. The entries weren't bad this game. But as in, you don't need to always do that drop pass, right? You can skate in. Riley can skate it in. I do believe in that. But once you set up the power play, I want to see the same setup with Matthews and Marner, both on their one-timer sides. Sandin or Riley, who cares, can set up those one-timer shots. I want the Leafs to adopt like a Tampa Bay Lightning, Colorado Avalanche feel. So, like Makar can just, he uses edge work and he runs the blue line, feeds Rantanen, McKinnon, one-timers, takes shots on net, lots and lots of shots, more shots. These one-timers, like what Tampa Bay does with Kucherov, he's one-timers over and over and over again. Some go in, some at the net, some miss, but eventually passing lanes open up. Bobrovsky in the game 1, he had to eventually overcommit. I think it was Bobrovsky, or it was a game 2 with Drieger. It doesn't matter. They overcommit, and then he can feed it into the middle, and Point just put it into the wide open net. Even if, the goalie doesn't overcommit like that, it's still, he's not in correct position, and there can be a shot off and a rebound, etc. I'd like to see the Leafs take those one-timers and do exactly what Matthews and Nylander did at the tail end of the game where Price made that nice save. just bump it in between those hash marks to the player who is net front, bounce him back into the slot for those shots. But like that game, obviously, like Matthews held on to it for a little bit, then fed it to him. If he's taken the one-timers, eventually that can just be a one-touch pass. He's bounced back. So as soon as it goes over, he's bounced back, boom, better opportunity. Ideally, you would have a righty and a lefty going back and forth from in front of the net. So you could have Nylander and who cares, let's say Kerfoot, someone, Foligno can be there. And they can bump back just so then you can have that in-slot one-timer. So like the lefty when it's on Mitch Marner's side, righty, da-da-da. Does that make sense? I think it would generate more chances. And I just really want the Leafs to shoot. That first power play where Matthews and Marner were shooting, they kind of got out of that. They will generate chances and shoot low, and just crash and bang. It will go in. It will go in. So that is what the big focus will be for the Leafs, I think. Power play, taking advantage of it in game 2. I guess the big question mark is who's filling in for John Tavares. I'm assuming he's not going to play. He's probably not going to play this series, even though I'd like to hope that he comes back. So who comes in? Does Galchenyuk come in? But then if he comes in, who takes that center spot? Do you have Engvall in there? Does Brooks make his, does he get in there again? Because he played really well. Riley Nash, he's not going to bounce up. He'll probably bounce back. He can stay where he is. Spezza might come in. He jumps up there. And then Brooks takes on the fourth line role, or Nash goes on the fourth line role. Speaking of Nash, I didn't see much out of him this game, but it's his first game. So I'm guessing he's going to be in for game 2 and see how we go from there. But if he doesn't bring much, like defensively, I didn't see much. I didn't think he really needed to do much. Offensively, obviously nothing. It looked a bit slow out there. If maybe you bring in a Brooks, even the Giraffe Engvall, though he makes a lot of errors, who knows, right? So it'll be interesting to see what the Leafs are going to do. Let me know down below what you think would be ideal for the Leafs, or who do you think is going to come in? I'm sure they'll probably announce it by the time this video goes up anyway, but let me know your thoughts on that. Also, let me know your thoughts on the game. If you're one of these ones who are panicking already, do you think it's over for the Leafs? Me? No, I still have got the Leafs going and beating the Habs, and with or without John Tavares. With or without John Tavares, the Leafs will beat the Montreal Canadiens. I have that confidence in them. They got this. They do. So that's it from me. Game 1 is in the books. Leafs lose 2-1. They're down 1-0 in the series. I picked them in 5. They just have to win 4 straight. I'm not too worried at all. Just wait. Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Here comes game 2. Carey Price, well done for game 1. Let's see if you can do it again. All right, that's it. Thank you again for watching this. If you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. Like this video if you do. If you don't like it, I guess hit the thumbs down. I'm fine with that as well. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the game. I'll see you next time. Go Leafs, go.